Welcome, fellow explorers, to a journey that transcends the boundaries of the living and the spectral. Today, we embark on an extraordinary odyssey into the heart of the unknown. Get ready to unlock the secrets hidden within the shadows of history as we delve into the haunting tales of the world's most mysterious places. From the chilling corridors of abandoned prisons to the misty depths of forbidden forests, each location we explore bears witness to a history steeped in tragedy, mystery, and the supernatural. Join us as we step beyond the veil to unravel the paranormal mysteries that lie beneath the surface. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss a spine-tingling exploration into the realms of the unknown. If you're ready to hear the whispers of the past and witness the lingering spirits of history, then let's embark on this mesmerizing journey together. This is Beyond the Veil, Unearthing Haunted Histories. 1. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Built in 1829, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia was not only the first penitentiary in the United States but also a pioneering institution in the global prison system. The prison system was based on the Pennsylvania system, advocating for solitary confinement and penance as a form of rehabilitation. The punishments and living conditions were notably severe. Here's a list of punishments inmates were given. Solitary confinement. Inmates were kept in isolation, confined to small, windowless cells for the majority of their sentences. The idea was to encourage reflection and penance. The silent system. Prisoners were required to remain silent at all times. This meant no communication with fellow inmates, and even the prison guards wore soft-soled shoes to minimize any noise. The whipping post. Corporal punishment was not uncommon, and the whipping post was employed for those who violated prison rules. This added a physical dimension to the already mentally taxing environment. The water bath. Some prisoners endured a punishment known as the water bath, where they were dunked in cold water and then hung out in the open air. This was intended to shock and humiliate the inmate. The living conditions at Eastern State Penitentiary were stark, contributing to the harsh nature of the prison. Small, unfurnished cells. Cells were small, often measuring 8 feet by 12 feet, and contained minimal furnishings, a bed, a small table, and a Bible. The lack of comfort was intentional to promote penance and reflection. Limited light and ventilation. High, small windows allowed minimal light and air into the cells, emphasizing the isolation of the inmates. Eastern State Penitentiary's punitive methods and austere living conditions contributed to its reputation as a place of severe punishment, with many prisoners enduring long-term psychological effects. Today, as a historical site, it stands as a haunting reminder of the grim realities of early penitentiary systems. 2. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky. Constructed in 1910 in Louisville, Kentucky, Waverly Hills Sanatorium was initially intended to be a tuberculosis hospital. The design aimed to provide fresh air and sunlight, factors believed to aid in the treatment of the disease. However, as the tuberculosis epidemic escalated, Waverly Hills became a place of both hope and despair. Overcrowded wards. The surge in tuberculosis cases led to overcrowded conditions, with patients sharing large dormitory-style wards. Room 502 in Waverly Hills Sanatorium has gained infamy due to a tragic event that allegedly occurred within its walls. The story revolves around a nurse who worked at the sanatorium and became pregnant out of wedlock. Overwhelmed by shame and despair, the nurse is said to have taken her own life in room 502. Reports of paranormal activity. Since the sanatorium's closure, numerous reports of paranormal activity have centered on room 502. Witnesses claim to have experienced unexplained phenomena, including shadowy figures, disembodied voices, and sudden drops in temperature. The alleged spirit of the nurse is believed to be one of the most active and restless entities within the sanatorium. Waverly Hills Sanatorium has garnered a reputation as one of the most haunted places in the United States. 3. The LMP Mansion, St. Louis, Missouri. The LMP Mansion, located in St. Louis, Missouri, stands as a silent witness to the tragic history of the LMP family. The LMP Brewery, founded by Johann Adam LMP in the early 19th century, became one of the largest and most successful breweries in St. Louis. The family achieved significant wealth and social standing. Despite the family's success, a series of unfortunate events and internal struggles plagued the LMPs, contributing to a dark legacy associated with the mansion. The turn of the 20th century saw the decline of the LMP Brewery due to factors such as prohibition, economic downturns, and internal family conflicts. The brewery that had once thrived began to falter. Several personal tragedies struck the LMP family. Frederick LMP, the son of brewery founder William LMP, died under mysterious circumstances in 1901. William LMP Jr., the next in line to lead the family business, passed away in 1922. These losses had a profound impact on the family dynamics. The onset of Prohibition in the 1920s dealt a severe blow to the LMP Brewery, as their primary source of income was suddenly illegal. Unable to adapt, the business faced bankruptcy. Marital problems within the family added to the strain. Charles LMP, another son of William LMP, Sr., divorced his wife, and this personal turmoil compounded the family's overall distress. The tragic string of events culminated in a series of suicides within the Lemp family. William Lemp Sr. took his own life in 1904, followed by William Lemp Jr. in 1922. Elsa Lempright, the daughter of William Lemp Sr., also succumbed to suicide in 1920. Charles Lemp ended his own life in 1949. These suicides left an indelible mark on the Lemp Mansion. The curse of the Lemp family. The Lemp Mansion is often associated with a curse, as the tragedies and suicides within the family have fueled speculation about supernatural forces at play. The mansion has become a popular destination for ghost hunters and those intrigued by the macabre, adding to its mystique as a haunted location with a tragic history. 4. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. Nestled in the picturesque town of Estes Park, Colorado, the Stanley Hotel was built in 1909 by F.O. Stanley, the co-founder of the Stanley Motor Carriage Company. The hotel is renowned for its stunning architecture and panoramic views of the Rocky Mountains. However, it gained widespread fame not only for its scenic beauty but also for its paranormal reputation. Inspiration for The Shining. Perhaps the most famous aspect of the Stanley Hotel is its association with Stephen King's novel, The Shining. King stayed at the hotel in 1974 and found inspiration for his iconic novel, which later became a film directed by Stanley Kubrick. One of the most haunted rooms in the hotel is Room 217. The paranormal activity reported in this room has become a focal point of intrigue for guests and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Room 217 gained its haunted reputation due to an incident involving Mrs. Elizabeth Wilson, the head housekeeper, in the early years of the hotel. Guests staying in Room 217 have reported a range of unexplained phenomena. This includes lights flickering, items moving on their own, and the distinct impression of a presence in the room. Beyond Room 217, the hotel is said to be haunted by several other spirits. Guests have reported hearing children playing in the hallways, piano music playing in the empty ballroom, and the sounds of phantom parties. The combination of its rich history, association with The Shining, and reported paranormal occurrences make the Stanley Hotel a captivating destination for those seeking an otherworldly experience. 5. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. Pripyat, Ukraine. The Chernobyl Exclusion Zone is a vast area surrounding the site of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, which occurred on April 26, 1986. The disaster took place in the No. 4 reactor of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Pripyat, Ukraine, which was part of the Soviet Union at the time. The disaster was primarily caused by a flawed reactor design and operator errors during a safety test. A sudden power surge triggered a catastrophic explosion, releasing a massive amount of radioactive material into the atmosphere. The RBMK reactor design, used in Chernobyl, lacked crucial safety features. The operators were not adequately trained to handle emergency situations, and there were design flaws that contributed to the severity of the disaster. The Chernobyl disaster resulted in immediate and long-term consequences, both in terms of human suffering and environmental impact. The explosion and subsequent fires released a significant amount of radioactive isotopes into the air. The immediate fallout led to the deaths of 2 plant workers on the night of the explosion and the evacuation of the nearby city of Pripyat. The evacuation of Pripyat and nearby areas displaced tens of thousands of people. The initial response was marred by misinformation and a lack of transparency from Soviet authorities. The evacuees left behind homes and possessions, never to return. The release of radioactive material caused acute radiation sickness in many of the plant workers and emergency responders. The long-term health effects, including an increased incidence of cancers and other illnesses, continue to affect the population in the region. The Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, encompassing a 30-kilometer radius around the plant, remains largely uninhabited due to high radiation levels. The surrounding environment has been profoundly affected, with mutations observed in plant and animal life. In the aftermath of the disaster, efforts were made to contain the radioactive material. The construction of the Chernobyl shelter, also known as the sarcophagus, was completed in 1986 to encase the damaged reactor. In 2016, a new, more durable confinement structure known as the new safe confinement was placed over the original sarcophagus. Despite the high levels of radiation, the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone has become an unintended wildlife sanctuary. Animals such as wolves, boars, and deer have thrived in the absence of human activity. The Chernobyl disaster is considered the worst nuclear accident in history. It had a profound impact on nuclear energy policy, leading to increased emphasis on safety measures and international cooperation in addressing nuclear emergencies. The Chernobyl Exclusion Zone serves as a haunting reminder of the consequences of nuclear disasters and the importance of responsible nuclear technology management. 6. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Aokigahara Forest, located at the northwest base of Mount Fuji in Japan, is a dense and eerie woodland known for its silent atmosphere and thick canopy of trees. While the forest has a rich cultural and historical significance, it has gained notoriety for a darker reason. Aokigahara Forest has earned the nickname Suicide Forest due to the alarming number of suicides that have taken place within its shadowy depths. The reasons behind these tragic events are complex and often rooted in personal struggles, mental health issues, and societal pressures. Japan has a historically high suicide rate, and cultural factors such as the stigma associated with mental health issues and societal expectations contribute to the challenges faced by individuals. Aokigahara Forest, with its haunting reputation, has unfortunately become a magnet for those contemplating suicide. Authorities conduct annual searches in the forest to locate and recover the bodies of those who have taken their own lives. Signs with messages urging people to think of their families and contact suicide prevention hotlines are also placed throughout the forest. As visitors explore the forest, they may encounter personal effects left behind by those who entered with the intention of not returning. These include abandoned belongings, farewell notes, and markers indicating paths taken. Aokigahara is steeped in local myths and folklore, adding to its mystique and, unfortunately, the allure for those seeking a tragic end. The forest is said to be inhabited by yurei, or malevolent spirits, which some believe may contribute to the eerie atmosphere. In response to the ongoing issue of suicides in Aokigahara, efforts have been made to prevent such incidents. Signs encouraging life, contact information for support services, and messages promoting hope have been placed throughout the forest. While Aokigahara Forest has a tragic history, it is essential to approach discussions about it with sensitivity. Organizations and individuals are working to change the narrative surrounding Aokigahara by emphasizing the importance of seeking help and fostering understanding about mental health issues. 7. Poveglia Island, Italy. Poveglia Island, situated in the Venetian lagoon in Italy, has a sinister history that dates back centuries. The island's origin can be traced to the Roman era when it was used as a quarantine station for ships arriving in Venice to prevent the spread of the bubonic plague. In the 20th century, the island became home to a mental asylum, adding a new chapter to its dark legacy. Conversion into an asylum, in 1922, the existing buildings on Poveglia were converted into a mental institution. The island was chosen to isolate individuals suffering from various mental illnesses, and it served this purpose until 1968. The mental asylum on Poveglia Island faced significant challenges, including overcrowding and inadequate facilities. Patients were subjected to harsh treatments, and the conditions were often inhumane, contributing to the island's reputation as a place of suffering. Rumors persist that the medical staff on Poveglia conducted experimental procedures on patients. These procedures allegedly included crude lobotomies and other treatments that lacked ethical oversight. The exact number of deaths on Poveglia Island is uncertain, but it is estimated that thousands of individuals, including patients and staff, lost their lives on the island. The deceased were buried in mass graves, further adding to the haunting aura of Poveglia. Poveglia Island is often referred to as one of the most haunted places in Italy. Reports of paranormal activity, ghostly apparitions, and unsettling energy contribute to its eerie reputation. After the closure of the mental institution in 1968, Poveglia Island was abandoned. The buildings fell into a state of decay, creating a haunting atmosphere that adds to the island's mystique. As of my last knowledge update in January 2022, Poveglia Island is largely off-limits to the public. Access to the island is restricted, and there are no regular tours or activities for visitors. 8. Panteón de Belén, Guadalajara, Mexico. Panteón de Belén, established in 1848 in Guadalajara, Mexico, is not merely a cemetery but a repository of Mexican history and a testament to the city's cultural heritage. The cemetery's name, Belén, translates to Bethlehem, and the site is renowned for its elaborate tombstones, mausoleums, and the stories of those interred within its hallowed grounds. In the 19th century, Guadalajara faced cholera epidemics that led to a significant loss of life. Panteón de Belén became a final resting place for many victims of these outbreaks, with mass graves and modest tombstones bearing witness to the tragedies. The cemetery holds the remains of individuals who were part of the Mexican Revolution, 1910 to 1920, a turbulent period marked by social upheaval and political unrest. The graves tell tales of the struggles, sacrifices, and casualties of this transformative era. Panteón de Belén is often shrouded in an eerie atmosphere, intensified by the aging architecture and historical significance. Many visitors report a palpable sense of history and a connection to the past. Numerous accounts of paranormal encounters have been reported within the cemetery. Visitors claim to have witnessed ghostly apparitions, heard disembodied voices, and experienced unexplained cold spots, adding to the mystique of Panteón de Belén. One of the most famous legends associated with Panteón de Belén is that of La Planchada, or the Ironed Lady. According to the folklore, a nurse named Inocencia Aragon, known for her impeccable appearance, continues to roam the cemetery. Some believe she appears as a helpful spirit, while others consider her a harbinger of misfortune. Panteón de Belén offers guided tours that delve into the historical context, architectural significance, and the stories of the individuals buried within its confines. These tours provide visitors with a comprehensive understanding of the cultural and historical importance of the cemetery. Pantheon de Bullen stands as a poignant testament to the cycles of life and death, a repository of tragic events, and a canvas for paranormal encounters that weave together the supernatural and the historical. 9. Bangor Fort, India. Nestled on the edge of the Sariska Tiger Reserve in the Alwar district of Rajasthan, Bangor Fort is a site shrouded in mystery and folklore. Built in the 16th century by Bhagwant Das for his younger son Madho Singh I, the fort encompasses an array of temples, palaces, and gates. Bangor Fort, however, is not only celebrated for its architectural splendor but also infamous for its supernatural reputation. The fort's eerie reputation is rooted in a legend involving a tantric, occult practitioner, named Singhiya, who fell in love with the beautiful Ratnavati, the princess of Bangor. His attempts to enchant her were thwarted, leading to a curse that ultimately led to the fort's demise. Fatal warning: before his death, the tantric cursed the fort, predicting its ruin. According to legend, anyone attempting to build structures in the area would see their efforts crumble, resulting in the fort's desolation. The Archaeological Survey of India has put up a board at the fort's entrance, cautioning visitors against entering the premises after sunset and before sunrise. The government's warning adds a layer of official acknowledgement to the supernatural reputation of Bangor. Local beliefs: locals believe that the fort is haunted, and the eerie silence that descends upon Bangor after sunset is attributed to paranormal activities. It is said that spirits roam the premises, and the energy of the curse lingers, making Bangor a forbidden and eerie destination. Magnet for paranormal enthusiasts: despite its haunted reputation, Bangor Fort attracts tourists and paranormal enthusiasts from around the world. Many seek to experience the mysterious ambience and explore the haunted tales that surround the fort. Our 10th pick takes us beneath the romantic streets of Paris into the bone-chilling depths of the catacombs. These subterranean tunnels hold more than just the echoes of footsteps, they harbor the remains of over 6 million souls. Let's explore the eerie world beneath the City of Lights. The catacombs of Paris were originally created in the late 18th century as a solution to the city's overflowing cemeteries. As Paris expanded, so did its graveyards, and the overcrowded conditions became a public health hazard. The solution? Move the bones underground. The process of transferring the remains from various cemeteries to the catacombs took years and was a macabre undertaking. Descending into the catacombs, you'll encounter walls made entirely of bones, elaborate arrangements of skulls and femurs that form a haunting display of mortality. It's a chilling reminder of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death. The meticulous arrangement of the bones gives the catacombs an almost artistic quality, as if the dead themselves were trying to communicate from beyond the grave. Navigating the catacombs is like wandering through a maze of darkness. The low ceilings, narrow passages, and dimly lit tunnels create an atmosphere that plays tricks on the mind. It's easy to lose your sense of direction, heightening the sense of isolation and making every footstep an echo in the abyss. Legend has it that the catacombs are haunted by the spirits of those whose remains rest here. Visitors have reported strange sounds, whispers, and even ghostly apparitions. Exploring the catacombs of Paris is not for the faint of heart. It's a journey into the depths of human mortality, a place where the boundary between life and death blurs. If you're ready to confront the darkness beneath the City of Lights, the catacombs await, promising an experience that will stay with you long after you've emerged into the daylight. Thank you for joining us on this journey through some of the most intriguing and mysterious places around the world. If you enjoyed this exploration into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries that surround us. Safe travels, and may your curiosity never wane.